MSICS is a wonderful, artistic, extremely safe technology which is especially good in complex cataract scenario. An albino with severe nystagmus with cataract has been extracted. You can see there is no pigment layer in the iris. Topical and intracameral anesthesia. A larger tunnel is created in the sclera, limbus and cornea. After cataract extraction, an aniridia lens has been placed so that the patient's photophobia comes down drastically. It's another video. Patient needs a toric lens, high myopic. Toric lens is not available in that power. So LRI could be done in addition to performing cataract to give excellent vision. This is a patient with adherent glaucoma, one-eyed person who is literally blind because of over-mature cataract. Under HPMC protection, the separation of corneal opacity from the iris is done. The opacity is adherent to the anterior capsule also. Nucleus is rotated after capsular axis, prolapsed into the anterior chamber by cartwheeling under the protection of HPMC. As you can see there, bisected, translimbal direct tunnel. A cystotome 26 gauge cannula can be utilized to bisect it under protection of continuous injection of visco in between the moving nucleus and endothelium. The nucleus is extracted in two pieces. It's an extremely safe procedure, and visibility is a challenge here. But the surgery can be done through the adjacent clear portion of the cornea. Being one-eyed, patient didn't wanted a cornea grafting surgery. A hydrophobic intraocular lens was implanted and rotated into the capsular bag. Patient had excellent vision soon after surgery. Patient walked out without a bandage as the surgery was done under topical anesthesia. Extremely happy patient. That's immediately after surgery. In a mature cataract with very tense capsular bag, a can opening capsulotomy can be done, which will minimize the chance of it running to the periphery and causing an Argentinian flag sign. The anterior cortex is churned with the tip of the cystotome. Under the viscoelastic deepening of the chamber, a rhexis is created. Initially, a smaller rhexis is created. A very obese patient with extremely heavy breathing, and he moves the head all the time in spite of good head positioning and the body positioning. The rhexis size was inadequate, so second rhexis was done after a snip with venous. Under topical anesthesia, lignocaine is applied in the anterior chamber. Nucleus is rotated into the anterior chamber, bisected with infusion 26 gauge cannula, hard cataract, so it was changed over to the cystotome. The sharp tip of the cystotome itself can bisect the nucleus. Without the nucleus rubbing against the endothelium, it is extracted. IOL is injected into the bag. It's a multifocal lens. Patient opted for it, and the other eye had a multifocal lens, so we had to match it. The visco is completely removed from the anterior chamber and from the capsular bag, and that's the end of surgery. Post vitrectomy, there is silicone oil inside the eye. Topical anesthesia. Tunnel floor entry technique with the cystotome keeps the viscoelastic in the anterior chamber and prevents it from getting shallowed. Nice rhexis could be done. Nucleus is rotated along with the epinucleus without creating a hydrodelineation. Nucleus is bisected with the shaft of a 25 gauge cannula under the protection. The surgery of the viscoelastic, the nucleus is extracted. The surgery is performed under low pressures, so there is no possibility of misdirection of fluid. In such surgery, the anterior chamber is maintained shallow or of normal depth. You can see the shining silicone oil, and without disturbing the zonules, which are already weaker in this case, and the pupil doesn't dilate well, surgery could be done, and surgeon can go ahead and remove the silicone oil at the end of the surgery. A posterior capsular tear is always there in such scenario. A smaller exercise is performed. Topical anesthesia, tunnel floor entry. This is a direct limbal entry, translimbal entry. Hydrodissection is still performed even in these cases, but it is segmental. This is hydrodelineation. Nucleus is first rotated so that there is no traction or pressure at one single point on the posterior capsule. The nucleus, the epinucleus is churned and extracted from the anterior chamber. As you can see, posterior opacity turns out to be a posterior subcapsular opacity, and the IOL is implanted inside the capsular bag. A posterior subcapsular or a posterior capsular opacity is best managed by SICS, as the chamber doesn't deepen and the fluidics is very low, and the pressure can be maintained in atmospheric pressures throughout the surgery. Post-RK, the initial incision is taken in between the cuts. It's a direct translimbal entry where the entry is made in the anteriormost sclera with a 2.8 sharp keratome, which is enlarged now to facilitate removal of the cortex atraumatically. The nucleus, epinucleus mass is bisected. Soft nucleus is extremely easy to manage in this technique. Eye is normal or hypotonous. The cortex is aspirated and an IOL is placed inside the capsular bag. It's extremely safe for an eye which has high myopic like this, as there are no orbital injections. There is no threat for the long eye with sharp needles. This is a case which had chronic uveitis and glaucoma, very severe glaucoma, and an iridectomy was done, and the uveitis is because the YAG iridectomy had penetrated the anterior capsule. As you can see there, anterior capsule is opened up. There is a medically uncontrollable pressure and uveitis following YAG laser. Initiated from the YAG opening, a capsular excision was performed. It is smaller, so it's enlarged using Utrata forceps. Then the nucleus is extracted. There is no need for a iris pupil dilating device in MSICS. Any kind of pupil can be managed safely with this technique. Complete cortical aspiration is very extremely of great importance, and the IOL is placed within the capsular bag, and a certain amount of triamcinolone ensures that the postoperative inflammation is least. Fibrin glue anchors the tenons in conjunctiva, and the only tunnel that's created is sealed. A case of extensive pseudoexfoliation. Here the posterior capsule is going to be thinner and zonules are going to be universally inadequate and could become dehiscent. So this technique allows us to minimally manipulate so that there is no traction applied on any local part of the zonules. All the action of nucleus removal happens outside the capsular bag. As you can see here, the capsule is least involved in the surgical process, and the nucleus is extracted after doing bisection using a specially designed mini wire vectis. cortex is aspirated completely, and IOL is placed inside the capsular bag. Translimbal tunnels produce an SIA of 0.5 diopters, and as there is no conjunctiva Tenon's flap, they are very elegant. Very hard, thick, large nucleus rotated outside the capsular bag by manually. A snare is used here to divide the nucleus into two halves. It's a direct anterior scleral entry, translimbal into the cornea, and a continuous infusion of the HPMC. The nucleus is extracted. IOL is placed inside the bag. So SICS is extremely safe surgery in complex clinical presentations. Thank you.